going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Dallasthenics radio podcast, where we talk about calisthenics, community, and collaboration. And I'm your host, Blake. And today I've got on Lou, who is one of the founders of Dallasthenics. What's up, Lou?
What up, what up?
So Dallasthenics is a community of people in the Dallas, Texas area who all share a passion for body weight exercise. So that means calisthenics, street workout, gymnastics, yoga, acro yoga, animal flow. We got all these different disciplines in here. And basically, if it involves using your body weight, we consider it calisthenics. And Lou, why don't you actually talk about how Dallasthenics got started a couple years ago?
Absolutely. First off, before anything, I want to go ahead and say we are in the Dallasthenic gym officially. First podcast video in the Dallasthenic gym. So big shout out to the team for making this happen. And it's just a good feeling.
This gym is
here.
so awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it's
been a week already of having people here, and I think we've been having a great time. As I feel like it's been amazing. I was worried that bringing the same energy that we have in the lake to the gym might change, and it just.
Oh no, I feel like it's even better because of the setup that we have here.
Yeah,
it's just like I feel like the energy is even more intense.
Absolutely, I think everybody settled in right away, and so it was a great transition. But that's not to say that we won't be at White Rock Lake on Sundays. You can still catch us there, so we'll get more details on that. But yeah, it feels good to be here, and I want to give a shout out to Kangaroo for the setup. They do amazing calisthenic parks all over the world, and so we are lucky to say, and I'm almost comfortable saying that I think that we are the only gym in Texas that has a Kangaroo setup. So that is definitely something to be proud of, and hopefully we can get Kangaroo to build the park out here in the city of Dallas.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, man.
But yeah.
So yeah, let's get back. Get into how Dallasthenics got started a couple years ago, talk about just the origins of it, and then, kind of the initial vision that you had for it.
Absolutely. So the team came to be, so to give you a little backstory on the team, I got to begin on how I got started in the calisthenics, and I won't go too into detail, but basically I came from weightlifting, enjoyed going to the gym, enjoy living a fit life, and eventually, I think I got just burned out of going to the gym and lifting. I think I had an injury on my lower back, went to go get it checked. Luckily, everything was okay. And during my consultation with the doctor, he suggested that I check out body weight training. Back then, I didn't know what body weight, or at least the term body weight training, because I've always done the basics. As a little kid, I remember being in my room and just doing push-ups and sit-ups. I had a poster of Michael Jordan. This is one iconic poster where he has his arms out, and his arms just look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Just chiseled. And I was like, man, I want to get some arms like that. But I didn't get to, stopped growing at 5'6", so I didn't get the wingspan. But it motivated me, and things like that always motivated me. And so I was doing what is called body weight training. I was doing the push-ups and doing the pull-ups. And so the doctor told me to just look it up, do some functional training, stay off the weights for a bit. And so I did that. I looked up on YouTube body weight training, and I came across this video of whether, if you're into calisthenics, street calisthenics, you're familiar with Hannibal for King. This guy was in just a park out in New York, and he was doing a human flag, and I had never seen a human flag. I was familiar with the Olympics, and the rings are very, very popular in the Olympics, but somebody doing a flag I'd never seen. Mm-hmm. And immediately it just caught my attention, and I was like, I gotta figure that out.
Yeah,
I gotta figure that out. So I started learning about bodyweight training, and I came across Bar Stars. Shout out to Ed Bar Stars. It's a big part of my inspiration of where this came from. I gradually started progressing through street workout. I learned the muscle up. I learned the back lever. I built the setup in my backyard, and I got to it every day. I'd get home, I'd go outside, I'd spend about an hour learning these moves on my own, following YouTube videos with a lot of fails.
Right. Yeah.
I learned the hard way, but I fell in love with it. And I fell in love with it just because what it was doing to me mentally, not so much physically. Physically, yeah, I mean, obviously I was growing, but mentally, the discipline that it came with, the self-awareness that I was doing, the body control that it requires you to do, breathing controls and all that, and I fell in love with that. And then I looked deep into it, and again, Bar Stars played a big factor in my inspiration, and what they were doing worldwide was amazing. And they were spreading this new movement, or I say new movement because to us it was a new movement. Obviously calisthenics been around for as far as the books say, the Spartans were doing it back then. But the movement that they had going on and how it was affecting, and how all these people were gravitating to it, and then the community that was coming with it. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, we got to get something started here in Dallas. Sure. And that's where the mission started to, okay, how do I go by doing this?
Yeah. And you basically you start going out, reaching out to people, going out to the parks, and then you'll eventually find people who are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I kind of had the same kind of experience, going through watching people like Hannibal for King and watching Bar Stars and the Cavadlo brothers and all of those people on YouTube, and just thinking, man, I want to learn how to do this. I want to learn how to muscle up. I want to learn how to flag. I want to learn how to do all these cool moves. And yeah, the transition, I totally feel you on that, where you go from weightlifting into calisthenics, and it feels like the mental progress that you make is so much different, and it feels so much more rewarding whenever you actually nail a move, versus whenever the first time that you pick up, twice your body weight in a deadlift. To me, it's not a big memory for me, but the first time I ever got a muscle up, I remember that's a solid memory in my head. And, I remember it. I was at the gym working out with my friend, and I don't know what I did. I just all of a sudden just got it. I was just going for it, and I got it, and I was like, man, finally. Yeah.
A lot of people won't ever know what that feeling is, but it definitely is very gratifying. And I remember working hard for it and eventually getting it. And I mean, from that day on, like, I was committed to this. So like you said, yeah, going out and finding finding people who were interested in it. I started creating a t-shirts that represented calisthenics as a way to kind of break the ice. So, I come from a design background, so I would put these shirts with street workout sayings or a guy doing a human flag, just so that somebody would ask, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I would have the opportunity to talk about calisthenics. And like you say, yes, it's very humbling at first. It's not like, not to knock weightlifting. I think weightlifting is great. I think a foundation of calisthenics going into weightlifting is even better. But anybody can go into a gym and pick up a weight, right? You could pick up any weight and start curling. The thing with calisthenics is you can't just walk. It's hard enough to even go and do a pull-up in itself, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to work to get that pull-up. And in order to work to get that pull-up, you have to commit. You have to build that discipline. And if you want to get the muscle up, then you got to put in a good amount of pull-ups. And so once you get to the point that you've accomplished the muscle up, you're deep in, right? Yeah. It can be very discouraging if you go and you try to do a pull-up and you can't lift up. Right away, you're going to think, okay, this is not for me. Mm-hmm. But if you put that work in and you put that dedication and you get to one pull-up, then you're set. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So I back to the story of how Dallasthenics came to be. I came across White Rock. I was going to different parks, and then I found this park at White Rock Lake, and I remember to this day, my wife and I would go out there. We'd work out together. We'd put content together, and one day I was out there and there was a guy doing a muscle up, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
This guy
else
knows
do
a little bit about calisthenics.
Right.
Let me talk to him. So I showed him the human flag, and he was doing the typewriters, and he was with another guy, and shout out to them. And I said, hey, let's start this group. Let's meet up every Sunday. Let's commit, and let's go from there. And that's what we did. We showed up every Sunday, throughout the whole year, and I built a website for Instagram for it. And then I said, okay, we got something going on. Now let's get a team together. And back then, I actually had Alan had purchased a T-shirt from me. And I saw that I was shipping out a shirt to Dallas, and I was like, okay, somebody in Dallas bought a calisthenics shirt. Like, I have to reach out. Yeah. So I reached out to Alan, and I said, hey, you live in Dallas? He said, yeah. I said, hey, why don't I just drop off the shirt and instead of shipping it to you? And he met up with me, and I took the shirt to him, and I said, you want to come join us? He came out, and I want to shout him out because when we were in the process of coming up with a name, I still remember, he's, Alan. Alan doesn't speak that loud, and he was just quietly, we're all throwing names out there, and he was just like, Dallasthenics. I was like, what? And he said, Dallasthenics. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. Immediately fell in love with the name. I was like, let's go with that. And that's how the name came to be. And the team just kept growing from there on. And we started getting new people almost every Sunday. And a lot of them would come and go, but some of them would stay. Eventually, George, who I consider another founder of the team, because it was until he came in, and it just, he was 100% saw the vision and said, hey, I want to dedicate myself to this, and I want to be a part of whatever you got going on. And he gave me that confidence. And it was like, okay, I have somebody who's committed, that I can count on, and I have his full support. And I knew that together we could definitely make this happen. Yeah. And not to say that the other members, everybody stepped up. And I'm forever in debt with them. I mean, we started doing events throughout the city of Dallas. We would try to get involved with any community program that was going out there. And the guys just show up. We put up the sets, we break them down, we would work out with the kids, and it was just a natural thing. I didn't have to ask. So that right there is the beauty of what calisthenic movement is. Yeah. The tricks is cool, the workout, the fitness is awesome, but the bond that was built behind the calisthenic movement, like no other.
It's seriously like it's a family, it's a brotherhood, and that's the exact same thing that I feel coming into it too, because that's something that I was always lacking whenever, just getting into fitness in general throughout my life. I started out being overweight, essentially actually obese, and ended up losing a bunch of weight, by working out and everything. And I was more into the bodybuilding side and just generally lifting weights and whatnot. And it was kind of hard to really find a community, like a solid community where everyone was really supportive of each other in that same endeavor. And then once I got into calisthenics, I started off not having really anyone to do it with besides this one friend that I had out in Lubbock, who he would go out and do some calisthenics and stuff with me. But other than that, there wasn't any groups or anything like that, any group meetups. And then I moved out to the Dallas area and started posting stuff on Instagram, and then Fernando invited me out.
So Fernando reached out to you?
Yeah, and I came out for the first time, and I was just hooked. I was like, man, this is so freaking awesome. All these different people from all these different backgrounds are all doing the same thing that I love to do. And to me, that was a godsend, because I didn't really know anyone coming into Dallas who actually did anything like that, besides, literally just looking on YouTube and seeing that community out there of random people just online and stuff like that. Most of them live in California, most of them live in New York and all these other types of places. And it's just like, how am I going to reach out and find these communities?
Yeah.
But then, you know, going out there, it was life-changing. It's seriously been life-changing in the past 2 years that I've been coming
2 years
out.
already
Yeah.
you've been coming out.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, and I've been there and I've witnessed your progression and how committed you. I know when you first came, I don't think you had the muscle. Did you already have the muscle?
Yeah,
you did have the muscle up.
Yeah.
And then you just naturally started getting into the flag, I guess, as you started working on the
I
flag.
learned the flag. I started finally getting into doing a little bit of freestyle stuff. And
yeah. And I'm not going to lie, like when you first came, I still remember the first day you were there, I was watching you and I was like, I don't think he's going to last here. He was so quiet. So quiet. And I was like, I don't know if he feels comfortable or not.
Yeah, I was pretty intimidated watching everyone being like seriously way above where I was at, way above my level, you know, going out and seeing some people handstand push-ups on top of the bars and doing 360 muscle ups and whatnot. I was just like, man, I'm not going to lie, I was intimidated at first, but the cool thing about it was I didn't go into it and have a sense of everyone's there to just be like, oh, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I never got that feeling at all. You know, sometimes you get that feeling in other places, you know, other types of fitness environments that you go into. So I want to be like, you know, you can just kind of tell that people have a sense of superiority.
Yeah, you can feel it. It's like when you walk into a gym, you know, again, I understand, like, people are in there to get in, get their workout out, and get out. But when you walk into a gym for the first time, even me that I've been so committed, I walk into a new gym, and I'm just like, I'm like walking on eggshells. I want to make sure I don't get in anybody's way. I'm making sure, you know, this isn't somebody's equipment or piece of, you know, somebody's using this machine. And I got to say, like, I've been there from the start. Obviously, like, I didn't get the same experience because I was there from building it, but just from watching other people when they get there, somebody from the team is always walks up to them, come on in, and then naturally everybody's like, let's go. What do you want to learn? And before you know it, like and the smile when they leave and the way that, you know, they're like, I'm definitely coming back. And that is special for sure. For sure. I mean, that's what I think as a team pride ourselves on, to making sure that no matter if you're there for one day, no matter if you're a beginner, doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter if you even want to get into calisthenics, they want to make sure that you enjoy yourself there and that you can relax and be yourself, get out of your comfort zone from time to time, and leave there with just a special, you know, feeling, and I think we do a really good job on that.
Yeah, it really helps to build everyone up, you know, build their foundation. And if you're struggling with something, you're going to find someone who's done it already, who's gone through that same struggle, the same grind that you're currently facing.
Yeah.
And taking those tips and being able to reach out to those people and have them help you out is one of the best things that I've ever had, because, you know, so one of the other things is people will literally pay coaches, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month just for that same support
that you get at the park.
that you can get from having a team of people there.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing to me.
Which again, like, and this has been the biggest thing to me. I think to some people, and I've heard it, you know, they may not understand what our mission is, and all they see is that we're giving people a lot of stuff for free, the support for free. And I get it, you know, you got to have, you know, especially people that have businesses, it could seem threatening. But the way I see it, if you can come and get a workout and we can help you just even spark that motivation, build that discipline. When you go to a gym or when you go with a personal trainer, you're already going to go in with some kind of understanding of, okay, this is how things work, you know? And so I feel like we're giving them that bit of a start by just them coming out, showing up, and us showing them that support, so that if they go in and get a membership at a gym, they already have some kind of confidence that they know a little bit of what they're doing. And so, because we don't, I'm open to. Then the lake's always been a place for anybody who does any kind of movement discipline, any kind of fitness, even if it's dancing, whatever it is. Come out, promote it. If you can take some of our guys and make them your members, I'm all for it. Like, it's not about just Dallasthenics. It's about spreading what we're doing, making relationships, networking, building together. I have some of my guys that work for other gyms that come and they're still part of the team. There's girls who are committed to other gyms and they come and they're still part of the team. And I love that. Love that. That's another thing that I think we've done very well, is that we've been very welcoming. And at the same time, it's not like, oh, you're part of Dallasthenics, like you just do Dallasthenics stuff.
Yeah, there's no exclusivity to it. Yeah.
No, you come and go as it is. You can leave. Some guys have left for a year and come back in and just pick up where we left off. And that's very cool. That's very cool. And what I love about it too is that the community, the camaraderie that we have between members of the calisthenic community. If you go to Vegas, we have a family in Vegas, LV Bar Stars. Like, we love them. They come out, we jam out with them. We go over there, they make us feel at home. Bar Stars, I've had the pleasure of meeting Ed, and amazing dude. I love what he's done. We've built a great friendship. I'm fortunate to be able to call him somebody who I learned from and was inspired from, and now I can call him a friend. I've gone out to New York, and we've had great jams out there. We've gone out to Florida. We've gone out to Cali. Same thing. It's like we've known each other forever. As soon as you meet somebody who's all about the bars and who's about calisthenics, that connection is immediately there. And and again, those are the things that I really, really love about this community.
I think that's the coolest thing that kind of sets it apart. Is you don't see that in a lot of other fitness disciplines, is people connecting from all over the United States and all over the world even. We have Ray from Dubai.
Ray, amazing. Shout out to her.
But it's cool to be able to connect with all these different people and just be able to come out, have a jam session.
The fact that she comes from the other side of the world, with a different culture, different maybe upbringing, and yet she can come in and fit right in, and we're jamming it out, and it's like we've always known each other. Yeah,
it's the coolest feeling in the world. Now, in terms of helping to build a community, what are some of the events that Dallasthenics have done?
So we're getting involved with we do stuff with the Dallas Police Department. They do community events, and they bring out the neighborhood and try to get everybody to connect, to build the relationship. Obviously, because a community, when you know your neighbors, when you know who you live around, you can look out for stuff, you can help each other out, and we're just there to promote and to help the kids learn about the basics of calisthenics, and hopefully inspire. If it's not just if one kid gets inspired of what we do, like, that's a win for us. So we're there to show face, to know that we not only want to create a business, but we also want to create a relationship with the city, to see us as a certain community group that's willing to volunteer and willing to put in the work, that initiative that they have, or that agenda of pushing fitness and getting the city to be more active. Like, we want to be a part of that. And I'm fortunate to say that our group is always willing to step up and to lead by example. And I think we've done a great job. We've been doing it for over 2 years. We do other events. There's the Wind Festival, which is, again, just another way to bring out the city. They have activities for the kids. They have music. We're out there showing out, and just another opportunity for us to show people what calisthenics is about and to be able to have that conversation. We do events with the rec center. Shout out to Dallas Parks and Recs. They've given us the opportunity this summer to work with the kids during the weekends. Trying to get kids off the street, trying to show them something to be productive in. And if some of them like fitness and they like what we do, we encourage them to come out and check out our website. And we're working on trying to get programs for the kids. So those are just small things that we're wanting to kind of put into play to continue this mission of promoting calisthenics as a way of not only living a fit life, but being having a productive, positive outlook to life. And I think it transitions into what you do in life, without a doubt. Like what you put in here in the bar setup transitions into everything that you do in life. And so we want to be used as a resource, as a tool to help with that. To eventually, hopefully, get the city to purchase a calisthenic park. Would love to have another kangaroo park out in the city of Dallas, and make that a hub for all of our guys and kids in the suburb areas and the urban areas and all over the metroplex to come out and to grow together, build together, and if we can make it happen, let's do it.
Yeah, I think one of the other things too that you sort of touched on is I feel like it's easier to inspire people with something like calisthenics, because most of us, whenever we got into it, we saw someone doing these really impressive moves, and some of us don't just, a lot of people I feel like may not connect with, just watching someone lift weights or watching someone who's got a ripped body or something like that. And they're just like, okay, I might do that. That might be inspiring to some people, but I feel like whenever I've shown some, other people that I know these skills and things like that you can learn, they look at that and they go, oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that, because it gives you this sort of art form to work with. And that's what I think calisthenics really is for a lot of us. It's an art form. It's a creative outlet that we can use because we're
express ourselves.
We're making art with our bodies, based on just even the word calisthenics, meaning beautiful strength. Yeah. And that's where it comes from, and that's where it really helps to motivate people. And that's one of the common themes that I'm seeing among talking to a lot of the group, is that a lot of people get into it for the creativity aspect as well, and they get so inspired by seeing people being able to do these awesome things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing that I notice is that you put the ego to the side, you build together, we're invested into each other, and we want to see each other grow. And it's not so much about fitness anymore. It's just about having a good time and unlocking these moves. And, you forget about, wanting to look a certain way and wanting the six pack and all the aesthetics about what fitness is. And you just jam out and you lose yourself. And before you know it, we're 3 hours in, and we've been doing pull-ups, we've been doing sit-ups, we've been spinning on the bars. You've had an amazing workout, and it doesn't even feel like you were working out, right? Yeah. And that's what I love about it. I don't think I can go back to the just working out and going into the gym and putting in 30 minutes and lifting weights, because I think back then when I was doing that, I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. I just wanted to have the big, strong arms, and I wanted to have the six-pack, and I wanted to have a certain look. And it's not about that anymore. It's about just having a good time, staying healthy, and having that longevity in life, to where now I can go in the park and I have my 6-year-old, my 8-year-old, and I can spin around with them and I can do flips with them. And I want to continue doing that for as long as I can. I want to die as old as possible, as young as possible.
Yeah, as
if you get what I mean, right? Yeah,
like
I want to be a kid on the bars.
That's exactly what we are out there.
Absolutely.
And that's the cool thing about it too, is that you can get your kids into it. A lot of people bring their kids out. You do, Elise does. Has Crystal brought out her?
Crystal brings out her kid. Yeah, everybody.
And like they play. That's the cool thing about it, is versus you take a kid to a gym, and what are they gonna do?
They can't do anything. You drop them off in daycare, and then they're sitting there waiting for you while you're working out.
Yeah, and they're just building up all their energy rather than letting it out, just playing like they're supposed to whenever they're young.
Rather than going out to the park and doing it together with your kid. I love that.
And I'm sure it's an awesome bonding experience.
Absolutely. You grow together and you achieve stuff together. Amazing feeling.
And but yeah, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
So
they've we can add it on there for the little disruption we had. We had someone come in, but we've got so many more episodes coming. We got so much information that we want to put out. We have so many amazing stories. I want to get into the stories that Dallasthenics has had together and how this came to be. This is just more of an introduction, but if you know, I want to share. I'm big on manifesting things and the law of attraction and how things come together for a reason. Mm-hmm. And if you're focused, you'll see the connections and you'll understand that we are headed the right direction, and there's confirmation in everything that we do. And so I'm excited for those episodes. I'm excited for you guys to learn about all our other athletes and their stories behind how Dallasthenics came to be.
For sure. And if you're interested in learning more about calisthenics, please subscribe to this podcast, and we'll be coming out with new content regularly. We'll be up on Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, basically wherever you get your podcast from. And we also got the YouTube version coming out as well. And we'll also be putting out some other YouTube content, some tutorial videos and whatnot, some show reels of the kind of things that we do over here. And we also meet weekly at White Rock Lake on Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. And that's the best way to come out and support us. Just come out there, learn something new, meet the team, and just put in the work, and just have fun.
Yeah, and don't be intimidated. I think most people always say I can't do that. I watch your Instagram and just no way. Come out, and I promise you'll have a great time.
You're gonna learn something before.
Absolutely. If you have any questions too, you can reach out on our Instagram, DM us, or you can go to the website Dallasthenics.com. Also check out the merchandise. That's another great way to support us. We have amazing clothing. Yep, this is our original T-shirt right here. And we encourage you to come out and check out the group. And if it's something you like, come out. And if you just want to join us from time to time, we're here. We'll have more information about the gym. The gym is starting next week, so definitely look into that. But we'll keep you guys posted on Instagram for sure. That's where we are most active on. So. Yeah.
Feel free to reach out with any questions or topic suggestions for the podcast, and you can email it at podcast@dallasthenics.com. Thanks, you guys, for listening, and until next time.
Peace.